Hello all, welcome again to our channel. In the Market Vision series, we will discuss all about markets performance and what can we expect tomorrow in trade. From almost a week, markets are sell on rise mode after the tariffs announcements. All the world markets have seen sharp sell-off. Indian benchmark indices, Sensex and Nifty fell sharply on Monday as fears of global trade war and a potential recession in the US triggered a widespread sell-off. Nifty tanked 742 points, a drop of around 3.24%, and Sensex tumbled 2,226 points, around 2.95%. The sell-off was broad-based, with all sectoral indices ending in the deep red. Metals fell the biggest by 6.75%, realty dropped 5.69%, and media and auto stocks fell close to around 4%. Global markets plunged in a big way. Asian markets lost huge. Nikkei was down around 7%. Shanghai and China indices were down around 6%. Hang Seng lost biggest, maybe 13% in a one single day. European markets again continued to fall the second day by 4%. US markets initially today were down by roughly around 3%, but post the news of extension of the tariff for the 90 days for all the world markets except China, after this news there was gradual recovery that was seen, and as we speak US markets are rebounded and have been trading by up 1%. So there has been significantly a recovery that has been seen now. Maybe tomorrow we have to see how the world markets will react to this news, and accordingly we might see most of the markets closing in green. So now let's talk from the perspective of charts. So this is the Nifty index. So as you see, we saw a big sharp downfall from this range. Now we roughly closed maybe 500 to 600 points up. The lowest point was somewhere around 21,800. From there we rebounded roughly around 360 odd points. So there has been a good recovery. However, uh, yeah, we have to see where the markets is expected to close, or maybe open, and how from this place it is going to trade. So as long as Nifty is trading above this range, if it opens at this level and then trades above this range, till then it is all okay. The moment Nifty starts plunging down, we have to be cautious. So then that in itself will suggest that how the markets is expected to close. If we do not see a selling pressure coming in tomorrow, then there are high possibilities that we might see a candle like this. At least Nifty can be closing 200 odd points up. So as we speak, the Nifty futures or Gift Nifty is already up by roughly around 170 odd points. So it very evidently signifies that market is expected to open in green, and as long as there is no selling that is expected, we might continue to close in green too. Now how do we trade further on? So maybe once the market starts trading in this range, and if it sustains for a day or two, then it is very clear and evident that we might start seeing it on the upside uh, to the next channel, from where it can take a good support and then start a rebound. But yes, on a longer run, it very clearly is visible that the markets is on a downfall, where we are seeing um, lower high and higher lows. So this was again a higher low. So this very clearly shows that we are on a sell off. Now as long as we you know see positivity maybe in 2 to 3 trading sessions, because we have RBI policy announcement too on Wednesday, and then we have a holiday on Thursday, and then from there on, how the markets react and trade is what matters. So since there is already a positive news that has come in from the tariffs front, so there are high possibilities that maybe markets may not sharply close down, but it may not also quickly move up. So we have to see how the news is coming in on daily basis, and how the markets react to the news, and the trades are being taken from the perspective of open interest. So despite a huge sell-off, there have been a lot of unwinding that is seen on the higher levels on the call side, and most of the call additions had happened at the closer levels of Nifty. So roughly around 600-700 points above VC, there is a high addition in the call open interest. So what this signifies? It clearly says that there is no reversal that is expected from here on a higher zone for Nifty, and that is when whosoever had the positions at far out of the money options, they or strikes, they wanted to liquidate here, and then maybe uh, add huge volumes here. And this is another significant evidence that the put writers have exited huge positions at 22,500 levels, and maybe they would have taken slight positions or additions towards 22,000 levels or below. Now as long as 22,000 level sustains, this can give some positivity, uh, and maybe the weekly expiry will be closing above 22,000 levels. It might close in the range of 22,500 to 22,000. However, if RBI policy is positive, not just the uh, reduction in the repo rates, but also the future rate cuts in the conference, if it is announced, then there are high possibilities that market will take the news as quite positive, and we might start seeing a good rebound in Nifty too. Though looking at the PCR ratio, overall it is zero point 0.6, and at the money it is 0.96. So we surely can see some rebound happening tomorrow, and gradually even on Wednesday. So most probably 22,000 is surely going to remain intact without much selling pressure that is expected to come at the higher levels. Now let's move on to Sensex. Sensex also sharply fell. Uh, it ended up, giving a low of 71,400 odd levels, and from there we have seen a good rebound of 2,000 points. So this is something sharp buying, I would say. Uh, Definitely there was a lot of positivity that was seen from the markets, typically on the Sensex side, and this huge recovery is a testament to the fact that tomorrow maybe we might see some rebound in Sensex too. Now the rebound could be sharp with a big candle of around 1,000 points, or it can be in the range bound scenario where it can go up and then maybe further come in this zone of 74,000 odd levels. So as long the Sensex trades above 73,200 levels and in the range of 74,500 levels, we might continue to see some positivity that is expected to remain. And considering the fact that tomorrow is a Sensex expiry, we might see a good volatility that is when this entire gap could be filled, because already there is a positive news coming in from the US markets. So this can surely let the rally to continue in Sensex, and maybe towards the end of the day there could be a sell-off that is expected given RBI announcement too on Wednesday. So from the perspective of open interest, so there have been a lot of sell-off that was seen in the put side. However, on the call side, at very uh, higher levels around 75,000 and 75,500 levels, we see sharp rise in the open interest and lot of call additions that have been seen. So at each lower levels, 500 points down at 74,000 levels, 74,500 and 73,500 levels, we saw puts have been wounded off. That is one of the reason why maybe the put writers are not so confident that Sensex might maybe close in this range. But given the positivity that has come in from the US markets and a lot of positive news on the tariffs to extension of 90 days for Indian markets, maybe that would be a lot of positivity, because compared to any other world markets, we had not sharply had fallen back to back from last 4 to 5 days. We were in a range, and any small positive news could have a direct impact on our market's performance on the positivity front. So tomorrow we have to see how the expiry is going to be. Maybe because the VIX has shot up, so we might not see a lot of volatility, because if it closely trades in maybe 1,000 to 1,500 points range, then option sellers would be gaining huge. So tomorrow and on Wednesday, it is going to be option sellers day because of high rise in VIX. So don't expect a wide range where markets are going to trade. It is going to be in a smaller range of 1,000 to 1,500 points. That's it. So on the PCR front, overall it is zero point 0.7, and at the money it is 1.05, which is positive. Overall, it is okay because there have been a one-off kind of sell-off that we had seen. Now moving on to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty again touched roughly around 49,150 odd levels, and from there we saw a good recovery that had happened, but this recovery could not be sustained, and again after going above 50,400 odd levels, there was a sharp sell-off that was seen. So still, compared to Sensex and Nifty indices, Bank Nifty is trading already in a positive zone, and it had not fallen much from the previous highs. So there can be a lot of positivity that can be expected in Bank Nifty tomorrow again, um, given the fact that there are a lot of indices that are trading at almost at the lower ends. So there have to be some sectors which has to pull back quickly. So Bank Nifty is one of the sector which can bring that quick momentum, and there would be a sharp U shape or kind of V shape recovery that we could be seeing in Bank Nifty. As long as Bank Nifty is trading or maybe trades tomorrow above 49,900 or maybe 50,000 levels, so we can consider it is going to be trading or closing in a positive zone. So tomorrow Bank Nifty is an index which can bring a lot of positivity, and we can see a sharp recovery at least of 700-800 odd points tomorrow itself. So let's see how Bank Nifty uh, is expected to perform based on the open interest. So as you could see, though there have been sharp uh, unwinding that was seen at the higher levels on Bank Nifty, at each higher level there have been good put unwinding positions. However, still there are a lot of put open interest that is seen, which over a period of time, provided if there is good news on RBI rate cuts on the repo front, then we might again see build up of positions on the puts that can happen at the far strikes too. So we have to closely monitor on Bank Nifty because it is a monthly expiry. So as long as these uh, put uh, candles are above the call candles, there definitely can be expected a positivity to be there. So on the PCR front, overall it is zero point 0.8, and at the money it is 1.16, which is quite positive. So if there is supposed to be a recovery that is expected, then there would be a strong rebound in Bank Nifty first. Now lastly on FinNifty. So same like Bank Nifty, FinNifty to drop at the lowest levels around 23,500 odd levels, and then from there we saw a sharp recovery, and this recovery was almost of um, 600 odd points, and then again there was a sell-off that was seen for 300 odd points, and lastly it closed at 23,900 levels. Now as long as uh, FinNifty opens above 23,900 and trades in this range, we can consider that FinNifty is in positive zone, and it hardly could take a day or 2 days time for it to further start trading above 24,216 levels, where it was the high of today. So as long as we are above this levels again, we reach back above these levels again, we can see positive recovery happening maybe in a week's time. So this sharp sell off after the news of 90-day extension from US or Trump is going to bring a lot of positivity, and we might see sharp rebound in 2 to 3 sessions itself if the recovery is expected to be quick. If this downfall is expected to further continue, then maybe we would not be seeing the sharp upward movements. We might still see the FinNifty trading in this range bound. If it trades in this range bound, then we might further see that the sell off can continue sharply. So let's maybe wait for 2 to 3 days time. Wherever the market moves, we have to go as per the trend. Now from the perspective of open interest, still there is a huge open interest at 24,000 levels, which signifies that still there is a good strength, and there are a lot of put writers who expect that expiry of this month is surely going to be above 24,000 levels itself, and we might in fact also see uh, it taking off the all-time highs too, provided if the positivity continues for next 2 days. So as long as 24,000 is not taken down, there is no much worry that is expected. But yes, if 24,000 levels are taken down decisively, for FinNifty, we do not have any support zones until 23,000. There is a small support here, and then below that again there are no supports at all. So, however, if you look from the perspective of far strikes, even at 25,000, 25,500 levels, we see good uh, uh, put writers have been holding their positions. So something seems quite tricky looking at FinNifty and then Bank Nifty, and these somewhere suggest that uh, by the end of this month, for sure Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty is going to trade positive and would be at all-time highs. So let's see how maybe in the coming days the market is going to react. Even from PCR front, overall it is zero point 0.8, and at the money it is 1.58, which is very strong and positive. Now lastly, from the perspective of FII and DII investments. So from the perspective of FIIs, they have been short, and in fact more uh, shorts have been added in the index futures. On stock futures, they are long and they continue to be bullish by 15.76 lakhs. On call options, they are long by 3.38 lakh contracts, and on put options, they are again long for 4.02 lakh contracts. So net FIIs are short by 64,602 contracts. On proprietary traders, on index futures, they are mildly short. On stock futures, they are again mildly long. On call options, they are short by 70,490 contracts, which is not that significant. And on put options, again they are short at 29,221 contracts. So net proprietary traders are short by 41,269 contracts. So both FIIs as well as proprietary traders are short. So as long as FIIs and Pro continue to be short, we have to be cautious, and we have to wait until any of these participants turn to be positive. Now let's see from the perspective of retailers. So retailers are long in futures. They are also heavily long in stock futures. On call options, they are short by 2.67 lakh contracts, and on put options, they are heavily short by 4.36 lakh contracts. So overall net on index options, retailers are long by 1.63 lakh contracts. This in itself is quite worrying, because when institutions are short and then retailers are long, so massive losses retailers would be taking for the, or maybe giving in the hands, this would be enjoyed by FIIs and proprietary traders, and with today's fall it was evidently seen. So there have been some longs that were covered today. However, still retailers continue to remain long. So it is contrasting, but yeah, we have to see. On the cash market, DIIs have been long by 12,122 crores, and FIIs are short by, or there was a sell off by 9,040 crores. So at least some positivity was brought in by DIAs today, and they have been a big savior. And the rebound that we have seen from the lowest levels is because there have been good pumping of money that had happened on the DIAs at the lower levels. So as long as the markets continue the 22,000 levels, there is no much worry that is expected, because this is where we saw the previous rebound happening. So if that sustains and a lot of positivity comes in from the world markets, then we could see a sharp recovery happening in the indices, and maybe Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty could again reach all-time highs. That's it from the market vision perspective for today. So let's wait and watch how the market is expected to open tomorrow and what kind of movements the market would take. So if you like our channel, and if you feel that you are able to understand and predict based on our analysis, then please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.